Welcome once again. Today we will discuss some basic terms and some basics for physical layer security. Now, as we know that physical layer security is a method which has been developed from information theory. So, the basic requirement to understand this PLS, physical layer security, is to study the information theory. We must have the basic knowledge of information theory. Now let us start with this first model of secrecy. Now as you can see, this is the very famous Alice-Bob model, in which a particular message, this message X, is transmitted. So Alice is there, which is transmitting a message X. Alice is a legitimate transmitter, we have already discussed it, and Bob is a legitimate receiver. Eavesdropper is there, which just want to get the knowledge of this legitimate message. So this is Shannon secrecy model. This Shannon introduced that model in 1949, and in his model he used the secret key. This key is a secret key. This message X is encoded, or you can say the best word is encrypted, with the help of this secret key and transmitted. Now Bob have the knowledge of this secret key, so Bob can extract this signal or message easily. Because Bob have the knowledge of secret key, and this encryption algorithm is also there, so Bob can easily extract a message. So y is equal to X, and Eves do not have the knowledge of this secret key, so Eve is not able to get the knowledge of this message. Now here the Shannon secrecy model considered noiseless channel. So channel between this Alice and the Bob is noiseless. This is the basic limitation of you can also say that this is the basic model for the cryptography. This is the first secrecy model which was introduced by Shannon in 1949. Now here you must have the knowledge of information theory, because at that time Shannon introduced several this capacity theorems in communication system. Okay, so you can say that the physical layer security is developed from information theory. So now let us start from the basic. So basic knowledge of information theory. Let us say this message X, that message X is combination of some letters here, X1, X2, X3, X4 and up to Xn. Okay, these X1, X2, X3 up to Xn are the alphabets. Okay, X is a complete message which consists of these alphabets X1, X2. So this, how we can transmit a message? There will be a probability of occurrence of these alphabets. These are the alphabets. So at the back end there will be some probability of occurrence. If you say that the probability of occurrence of this X1 is Px1, the probability of occurrence of this is Px2, and so on. The probability of occurrence of this is Pxn. So there will be some probability. And if you want to find out this information about this particular message, how much information it contains. So if you want to find out that information, always remember that this information have this relation with the probability. Okay, if this probability of occurrence of any event is very high, or it's in the probability is 1, then it contains no information. Information will be 0. Okay, if the probability of any event, let's say X is the event, the probability is 1, then this information is, let us say information is given by I. So information contained in this will be 0, because you know that if I take the example of sun rises from the east, you know that the probability is 1, so it contains no information. If I say sun rises from west, the probability is 0. Probability is 0, so it contains very large information, highest information. We know that the sun cannot rise from west, so this probability have this direct relation with the information. So it was found that this probability and this information I of any event, let us say x, is equal to, it was found, okay, we will discuss it later. It was found that is equal to what? Minus of log of px. So this is the relation. It holds the relation. The information is equal to minus log px. Now if we want to find out, this is the information of a particular, this message, a particular, you can say, alphabet. You can easily find out that. Now we have so many messages now. This is the information about the one message, or you can say one alphabet. This is the information about the one alphabet. Now this one message contains so many alphabets. So if you need to find out this complete information, so you have to take this average. So we are going to define here two basic terms, two terms that are related, interrelated. Now first term is, let us move to, this is entropy and the mutual information. So this statistical average, if you take the average, we have the so many alphabets and alphabets. If you take the average of all the alphabets, then it is called as entropy. So you can say that is that statistical average of I x k, you can say I x k, that will be equal to what? Entropy. Entropy is h, given by h. That will be equal to, so formula will be average. How you can take very easily there, this average will be this, the value of this n. So you can write here the value of x, px, you can say this xk, minus is there, then this log px. So you have multiplied this px with the log px, the information of particular alphabet. So that will be the statistical average. So this h is called as, h is here is entropy, entropy of a particular random variable. Let us say now define that random variable. Let us say x, that was message were transmitted. Let us take this example. This x message is a random variable because it is random, you can say that. And this message is this combination of what? Alphabets. Take the example, just do it, just remember it like this. So x is a message, that is a combination of what? X is a random variable now, and that is a combination of alphabets, x1, x2, x3, and so on. Okay, and having a particular probability is this px1, px2. This is the probability of occurrence of these alphabets, and so on. Okay, this is also called as, px is also called as a probability mass function. So you can also write as a px x. This is this right way of writing this. So to remove this x, so we can directly write this as px. So px x, x is here is a random variable. So here we are taking here log 2. If this log of something is not written, by default it is 2. If the 2 is written, then the units of this this information is bits. If the base 2 is there, the units will be bits. If log 10 is there, then the unit will be Hartley. If log E is there, then the units of this information is nets. So remember this. Now let us redefine this entropy. So entropy is, what is entropy? That is the statistical average of information, this particular bits. So you can also say that entropy is the average, because this is statistical average uncertainty. This is the average uncertainty of particular random variable. So capital X is a random variable here. If you want to find out this average uncertainty, you can find it like this, Hx. So that will be equal to minus summation x px log px. Now let us assume some data. Here let us consider that we have a random variable, capital X is a random variable, and we have which is uniformly distributed. X is a random variable, we have already discussed, which is uniformly distributed. So this uniformly distributed means this is over a 32 outcomes. So this x1, x2, x3 up to we have this x32. Okay, and all are equally probable, means we have the value 1 by 32, 1 by 32, and this all will have the values 1 by 32. Okay, so this is what is this? This is px, pxx. This is the probability mass function, and both are all the these 32 outcomes are equally probable, all have the same values. Now, so this is, you can say this is x1, this is x2, and this is x32. Okay, we have assumed that we have 32 outcomes. So by using this formula, if we put the values, so this, let us say summation I is equal to 1 to 32. You write it xi. Okay, pxi, here pxi. Okay, so you will do it for different values of I. So I is equal to 1 to 32, because this x is varying from 1 to 32. So minus is there. So pxi, what is pxi? 1 by 32 log, this is base 2. If not given, if it is not written here, then by default it would be 2, base 2, 1 by 32. If you calculate it, and this summation I is equal to 1 to 32, 1 by 32 log 2, 1 by 32, that will be equal to 5. That would be equal to 5 bits, because we have used log base 2. So what is this 5? 5 is the average uncertainty of a random variable x, capital X. And it is also the number of bits required to represent any variable, because we have this 32 outcomes. How many bits are required to represent this 32 bits? 32 outcomes, sorry. Okay, so obviously we require this 5 bits. You have the 32 numbers, 32 different cases. How many bits are required to represent that? Because 2 raised to the power 5 is 32. So it is also called as the number of bits required to represent any random variable. You can say that. So let us take some another examples. You can also say entropy is a function of distribution of x, how it is distributed. So let us change this example. Now let us assume that x is a random variable, which is distributed like this. Now we are considering non-uniform distribution. So the probabilities will change, and we have these type of distributions: 1 by 64, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 by 64, 1 by 64, 1 by 64. So this is the probability distribution. Now 8 cases are there, 8 outcomes are there. Let us say this is, what is this? This is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you want to find out the entropy, again this is hx will be equal to minus. Now this, if you put the values, so that will be 1 by 2 log 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4 log 1 by 4. Okay, minus, you can say plus, then you can put that value minus. Okay, and so on. So you will get this, these 4 terms. You can write this, the 4 times, that will be minus. Okay, or you can just say plus, in bracket we can do it. Okay, so 1 by 64 log 1 by 64. If you solve it, put the different values and solve it, you will get hx is equal to 2. Mind this log base 2 is there. Remember this. This is very easy. Now you will get 2 bits. Now if this event is, this random variable is equiprobable, that particular event is equiprobable. Now assume that if this x is equal to like this, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is the probability distribution of these 8 outcomes, then what would be the value of hx? For that particular case, hx will be equal to 3 bits. Okay, so this is called as, this is also information, this is called as self information. This is also called as entropy, or you can also called it this self information. It is the information about that random variable, or you can say an event. It is the information about that event. Okay, and you can also say that it is this number of bits required to represent that random variable or that event. If the event is equiprobable, then it would be represented by a large number of bits. We have that example. If hx is this uniformly distributed, then 2 bits are required. If it is uniformly distributed, then 3 bits are required. So this entropy is a function of distribution of x, how it is distributed. You can see that if it is distributed non-uniformly, this value of this entropy is 2 bits. If it is distributed non-uniformly, then hx is equal to 3 bits. So entropy is a function of distribution of x. It does not depend on the actual value taken by x, but only on the probabilities. We have already discussed it. Information is dependent on the probability. Okay. Now this is for the single variable or single random variable. If this multiple random variables are given, 2 random variables are given, one is the input and another is the output, then we will have this conditional entropy. Okay. Now if we can write this, we will use it again and again. If this is given, hx divided by y. So what does it mean? It is this entropy of x and condition on the knowledge of another random variable y. So the meaning of this is hx divided by y. This is the entropy of x, capital X, condition on the knowledge of another random variable y. You can say this condition applied on this random variable y. So now if knowledge of this random variable y will always reduce the entropy of X if they are dependent. Okay, if they are independent, then no effect on this entropy. Now let us define this mutual information. The mutual information is, this is the self information. Now we can also define this mutual information. Mutual information, it is written as like this. If we have this two variables, random variables x and y, so mutual information I x y will be equal to what? We have a relation, that is hx minus hx divided by y. It is basically the reduction in the entropy. If they are independent, if this random variable x and y are independent, then this x divided by y will be equal to hx if they are independent. And for that particular case, this mutual information will be equal to 0, because this hx minus hx will be 0. So for the mutual information for the events x and y, events x and y will be 0 if they are independent. Okay, if they do not have the similarity, then the mutual information will be 0, always 0. Okay, so it will have some value if they are dependent. Now this mutual information is also symmetrical. Okay, this value I x y will be equal to I y x. You can write it either way. And this capacity, the capacity of a channel is also related with this information theory, and I am writing here capacity of a channel, any channel, that will given by this maximum value of information, mutual information over this probability px. Okay, so these are the basic terms. On the basis of these terms, we can define our physical layer security. So this we have this very large subject. This information theory is very vast. So this is the basic knowledge I have given you, and you have to remember these terms, revise these terms, see this video again and again, so that you will have a knowledge. I have considered 2 or 3 examples in this, okay, to clear you this basic concept of information theory. Now let us move to another secrecy model. That is this is the basic secrecy model. This is also called as a wiretap model. Here this model was given by Wiener, and it is called as a Wiener wiretap channel model, and it was given in 1975. Now first model was given by Shannon. It was the basic model of cryptography, or you can say a basic model for the secrecy, and it was given in 1949. Okay, now approximately after 25 years, the Wiener introduced this main model, that is a basic model of physical layer security. He considered this noisy channel here. Shannon models was this noiseless channel was there. Here Wiener considered the noisy channel, and this channel of this Eves is called a wiretap channel. So this basic this model, complete model, is called as a wiretap model. So we have already discussed this some derivations for physical layer security. So we will this stop here, and in the next video we will derive some mathematical terms to understand this physical layer security. Thank you. Thanks for watching.